Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation for the Sonic Hacking Contest 2025. I am Giovanni Dudgen and I look forward to bringing you news, updates, and everything you need to know about this edition of the biggest Sonic hacking and modding event of all time. But first, I would like to highlight some of the recent happenings of this community. So, you know Sonic Advance 2? A bunch of very dedicated folks have managed to bring the world a playable decompilation of Sonic Advance 2 that even lets you build GBA ROMs, letting you make ROM hacks in an all-new way. The same team working on this decompilation is also working on a PC port, which, if you know what you're doing, you can get to playing right now! Here's the thing though. This PC port has not yet seen an official release, and on top of that, there isn't a proper mod distribution system for it in the first place. And if we were to make do with what we have, it would spiral into a host of potential security issues. For these reasons, we will not yet be accepting mods of this fan-made PC port of Sonic Advance 2. If you want to submit a mod of the decompilation, you will have to build a GBA ROM, and you will be running under the ROM hack category. Of course, the decompilation and the PC port are still in development. If you want to get your hands dirty and know what you're doing, they are accepting help! They have a Discord server through which you'll be able to talk to the remainder of the development team and get started helping. All of the information is found in the GitHub repository, which we'll leave linked in the description down below. In short, GBA builds, bring them in. PC port builds? No way. We will reconsider the latter if a proper mod distribution system is arranged. This new development does leave us a bit unprepared. As you could see from last year's capability sheet, not many of the judges have expressed the desire to judge Sonic Advance 2 entries, and admittedly, we don't really have experts on the game's technical functionality. For these reasons, we come with an important announcement. Starting today, we're opening applications to become a judge for the Sonic Hacking Contest. While we're going to prioritize specific games to cover our more urgent openings, everyone is welcome to apply. You'll find a link to a blog post with more details down in the description. Read it and find the link to access the application form. And now, a word from the organizer of the Mega Drive Music Competition.
Hello, I'm NifFM and I host the Mega Drive Music Contest, a mini contest where people compete to create the best Mega Drive music made to a prompt. Since the special contest week edition, the mini contest has been on hiatus while I got myself to university and also got settled into my new place. Last round was won by Richard Adams, who for round 8 chose for you to arrange any piece of music from any Gundam media. More details will be posted to our corner of the Sonic Hacking Contest Discord in the coming days, so if you're considering participating in any way, be that competing, voting, attending the listening party, or just being part of a growing chiptune community, join the Discord server and grab the music contest role to be notified of any upcoming announcements. I'm also excited to announce that with the overwhelming approval of our community, work is finally beginning on compiling and releasing each round's entries on this very YouTube channel. While it's being acted on much later than planned, you should start expecting Mega Drive Music Contest videos in your subscription box very soon. I want to give special thanks to Giovanni for continuing to support the mini contest during his hiatus, and also for allowing me this spot in the presentation. I also want to thank all of you for your patience while I get things sorted. It does not go unappreciated, and I hope that what the Mega Drive Music Contest has to offer is well worth the wait. Thank you for listening. I'll pass back to Giovanni.
Thank you, Nif. And now for another new development, but this time in the 3D modding scene. A team of experts in the Hedgehog Engine modding scene, including some of our judges, came up with a static recompilation of Sonic Unleashed, which you may already know by the name of Unleashed Recompiled. And you guys have already been going to town with mods for the game. Of course, we want to see the best of what you can do with this game too. In fact, I'm pleased to announce that starting this year, we will be accepting entries for Unleashed Recompiled at the Sonic Hacking Contest as both judged and unjudged entries. We look forward to seeing your best works, including whatever this is.
Want some chocolate?
And now an important change for the modern 2D modding community. You've been asking for this one for years, even some of us have been asking for it. And now I'm pleased to announce it for real. Starting the Sonic Hacking Contest 2025 will be accepting mods of Sonic 1 Forever and Sonic 2 Absolute, not only as unjudged entries, but also as judged entries. We've recognized that in all other categories we've been very permissive when it comes to mods of derivatives, and some of you have shown a level of creativity absolutely worthy of reward and recognition, even when powered by them, which has made the choice of excluding mods of these two mods baffling to some. Because of this, we have decided to hear you out and allow you to compete at the Sonic Hacking Contest on par with everyone else. And if you know what you're doing, come be a judge for us. Applications are open after all. Of course, there is a valid concern. If we kept allowing mods of fanworks like this, things could quite easily fall out of hand. So we'll lay out an internal set of criteria to make sure things don't spiral when considering mods of fanworks like these. And now for a quick note in regards to trophies. While we don't currently have new trophies to announce, there is one change we're making. Take a look at the Chaotix trophy, which you may know for being awarded to the best entry made by a team. It's gone. This trophy's original purpose was to encourage having teams compete together at the contest in a time when it wasn't common practice. And considering the astounding amount of team entries we have seen these past 2 years, it definitely did what it set out to do. However, do keep in mind that about half of the winners of the previous 5 editions of the Sonic Hacking Contest have been teams. It is much easier to create a potential podium entry when you have the manpower of more than one. And with these facts considered, we recognize that a trophy that awards the best entry made by a team when teams already have better chances of winning may feel like fodder. For this reason, this trophy will not appear at the Sonic Hacking Contest 2025 and possibly for the foreseeable future. That doesn't mean we want you to stop making team entries. Far from it. The gist of the Sonic Hacking Contest is to see cool stuff coming from our communities, and nothing is better than seeing groups of you band together to bring the world cool stuff. So if you want to make team entries, keep them coming. We've been looking at the feedback forum for the Sonic Hacking Contest 2024 so far, and we're very glad to see your responses. We're working on delivering you an even better Sonic Hacking Contest than last year. However, there is one thing I have to comment on. Though we've tried hard to make improvements, I feel like there are some aspects where there's much room for improvement, with the most critical example being management of the rules and the abuse of last-minute amendments. I do not hold back from saying abuse because there are clear written examples of abuse from last year. On behalf of the Sonic Hacking Contest, I apologize for these examples of abuse that soured the experience of what was otherwise the most packed Sonic Hacking Contest of all time, especially in regards to the topic of offsite updates, for which I must extend my own personal apology, as I signed on the amendment that undid the rule and pushed for its passing when I really shouldn't have. As a token of apology, we're looking into improving how we handle rules from now on, with the primary major change being by releasing the rule set before even opening submissions. This will give you of the general public the time to read the rules and discuss them with the rest of staff, so that we can make changes to things we may have missed. Your feedback is very important, and I cannot stress enough my gratitude for feedback I've received from both my colleagues in staff and every single one of you that follows the SHC, as it's allowed us to improve the management of the contest and me to improve as a human being. Of course, as much as we can open ourselves up to user feedback, past a certain point, rules have to be set. So, once submissions are open, the rules we set are to be considered final, and won't be anywhere near as malleable as they could be during this feedback period. Expect the proposed rules to be released at some point in the middle of June. Thank you so much for sticking around up to this point. Without further ado, it's time to reveal that time of the year! The contest period for the Sonic Hacking Contest 2025 will take place from October 4th to October 12th. It looks like a lot of you really loved the 9-day experiment from last year, so we've decided to bring it back. The results and the evaluations won't be released immediately after. Those will have to be looked at, and the judge votes will have to be weighed according to how many judges look at the games in question, and we might even use the extra time to prepare something fancy. No promises though. Either way, the results and the evaluations will be released on October 18th, 2025. Unfortunately for this year, we'll have to give you a bit less time than last year to submit your entries, with submissions to the Sonic Hacking Contest 2025 closing on August 24th, 2025. Expect us to open submissions sometime in the second half of July. With that said, we hope to see lots of your hacks and mods later this year. Speaking of seeing lots of your hacks and mods, I do have one final announcement. Please take a look. Back and better than ever! It is my pleasure to announce that the Sonic Hacking Spotlight is coming back! For those not in the know, the Sonic Hacking Spotlight is our own spin at the direct-style gaming presentation, except specifically tailored to Sonic ROM hacking and modding. We tried it out last year and it was a smashing success. And I'll tell you more, applications are opening up right now! We understand that the rush to get your project at the Sonic Hacking Contest or the competitive aspect of it may not be up to everyone's appeal. So if you're really only here to get some eyes on your project without taking part in the contest, the Sonic Hacking Spotlight might be your best chance. Check out the link in the description to learn more about the Sonic Hacking Spotlight and to apply. We're taking submissions until June 29th, so as usual, get ready! Set and procrastinate!